Hey everybody, welcome to Brain Better. Today, we're going to go over the 7 reasons why being an introvert is not a bad thing. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because society has always been giving a bad name to introverts, and it's time that we learned about the strengths of introverts and eliminate all these negative stereotypes about them. Also, if you find this video value-adding, make sure to subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to provide more values to you through our videos. Now let's get straight into our topic today, the 7 reasons why being an introvert is not a bad thing. Why are you so quiet? You need to talk more. Why are you always alone? Can you please be more fun? Does any of these sound familiar to you? Well, all these are some of the most frequently asked questions that introverts have to face every day. Whether we like it or not, we're all living in a world that celebrates extroverted traits while downplaying introvert strengths. At school, we are taught and pressured to be more extroverted. Whenever there are quiet students, teachers would tell their parents that their children are too quiet, like it's a bad thing. At business settings, extroverted employees are often perceived as having leadership qualities, while introverts are often presumed to be so-called the follower type. Just because introverts prefer keeping their thoughts to themselves, just because introverts need more alone time to get recharged, just because introverts don't like to be in the spotlight, society thinks that they don't have what it takes to be successful in life. Dear introverts, if you're watching this right now, please know that you're amazing just the way you are. There is nothing wrong with being an introvert. Susan Cain, the author of Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, once said that the secret to life is to put yourself in the right lighting. For some, it's a Broadway spotlight. For others, it's a lamp-lit desk. It doesn't matter if the world doesn't see you through the same lighting. But dear friends, you have to see yourself in the right lighting. And once you do that, you will realize just how awesome you are. And on top of that, here are 7 reasons why being an introvert is amazing. Number 1, you are observant. Introverts are normally the ones quietly sitting back, observing others' behaviors and reactions, while the rest are busy interacting with each other. Well, this certainly does not mean that introverts are antisocial or they don't enjoy interacting with other people. They do enjoy social interaction to a certain extent, but they prefer interacting in a small group because it gives them the opportunity to really get to know someone and build meaningful connections. Due to introverts' observant nature, they are normally good at reading the room. They are more likely to notice the tiniest details that others tend to overlook, making them exceptionally good at one-on-one interactions. They are good at picking up non-verbal and emotional cues, which makes people feel comfortable talking to them. During meetings, introverts are also most of the time the ones sitting quietly and not doing too much talking. But the truth is, they are soaking in all the information, analyzing all possible outcomes, and brainstorming all possible solutions. So, if you ever come across anyone being extra quiet in a meeting, try asking for their opinions. You might be surprised at what they have to offer. Number 2, you are a good listener. Due to introverts' observant and introspective nature, it makes them exceptional listeners. Imagine after having a bad day, you want to share your day with a friend. How would you feel if this friend of yours keeps interrupting the conversation and offers his opinion before you even ask him to? How would you feel if he just jumps into conclusion or starts making it all about him? Well, most of the time when we share our problems, we're looking for someone who can offer us undivided attention and empathize with us. The last thing we want is someone who keeps interrupting us or worse, changing the subject. And that's exactly why introverts are amazing listeners. Introverts take in all information, process them internally, and then only offer carefully crafted solutions when they're asked to. And because they are so observant, they are able to pick up the true essence of the conversation and offer thoughtful answers that can truly be of help. That is also why introverts make excellent therapists, coaches, and counselors. Number 3, you're an amazing friend. Unlike extroverts who draw energy from interacting with people, introverts feel drained by social interactions, which is why they can be extra picky when it comes to choosing their friends. Socializing requires way more energy from introverts compared to extroverts, which is why introverts prefer to have a smaller group of really close friends instead of having a large network of acquaintances. Introverts choose their friends wisely before they invest their time and energy in the relationship. Therefore, if you happen to be one of their friends, it means you truly mean a lot to them, because introverts don't take relationships lightly. Though introverts have a smaller circle of friends compared to extroverts, they usually have very strong bonds with these few trusted friends. They are loyal, reliable, attentive, and committed friends. They are empathic listeners. They are also your trusted counselors. Number 4, you are a good planner. Introverts are usually good planners who are always well prepared. They will go through all kinds of scenarios, carefully consider all possible outcomes, and plan ahead. Others may find hard to understand why introverts always think so far ahead or even overthink stuff to a certain extent. But that's just how introverts are wired. In fact, research has indicated that introverts show more activity compared to extroverts in the frontal lobe of their brain, which is the part that is responsible for planning and problem solving. Planning ahead requires careful and thorough consideration of all possibilities, which makes introverts have a greater tendency to overthink things compared to others. Overthinking is often perceived as something negative because, yes, it can lead to unnecessary fear or anxiety and indecisiveness. However, overthinking is necessary sometimes. Overthinking turns you into someone responsible, someone who keeps everything in order, someone who saves the day when everything goes wrong. Overthinking saves you from making terrible decisions, makes you excellent at time management, and it makes you carefully select the right word before giving advice to a friend. So yes, overthinking may stress you out, but use it right, it will become one of your greatest powers. It's all about balance. Number 5, you're an effective problem solver. Besides being an amazing planner, introverts are effective problem solvers too. Like what we shared earlier in the video, research has found that the frontal lobe of introverts' brains tend to show more activity compared to extroverts. Introverts are known for their ability to observe, gather information, analyze it internally, and generate effective solutions. Their eye for details enhances their risk management skills, allowing them to make good judgment calls. They may seem like the quietest in the room, but their brain is never quiet. Number 6, you are an amazing leader. Leaders are supposed to be outgoing. Leaders are supposed to be talkative. Leaders are supposed to be extroverted. Does any of these sound familiar to you? While most people hold their own sets of standards of how leaders should be, the truth is, leaders aren't always flashy. Some leaders may be more modest and understated in their approach, but that doesn't mean they're not inspiring and transforming lives. In fact, some of the most effective leaders of all time are known for their humility and quiet strength. Albert Einstein, Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, you name it. In the book The 5 Levels of Leadership, John Maxwell shared that the second level of leadership requires personal connection with others. Third level of leadership requires the result you produce as a leader, and level 4 requires duplicating leaders. Though introverts find social interactions, especially in large groups, overwhelming and may not immediately warm up to everyone all at once, they do enjoy having deep and intentional conversations with small groups of people. Rather than having superficial relationships, introverts focus on building quality and meaningful connections with their people. When it comes to the third level of leadership, needless to say, introverts have all the qualities it takes to make a great result-producing leader. Finally, level 4, introverts are pretty much a living proof to others that leaders don't necessarily have to be flashy. If the leader is someone flashy, you would probably think that, oh, that's because you are born that way. You are a born leader. I am not. But introverted leaders can duplicate new leaders even easier because they are basically sending out the message that if they can do it, you can do it too. Number 7, you are independent and self-motivated. Giving sufficient personal time and space, introverts can be super productive and efficient. Unlike extroverts who need to be around people to get energized and motivated, introverts need the complete opposite. Alone time allows them to think, brainstorm new concepts, and it gives them more clarity. Occasionally, they would still love to interact with a small group of close friends, but other than that, they are perfectly fine working alone. Now that we've covered all 7 reasons why being an introvert is not a bad thing, check out this playlist of our videos that cover other topics related to psychology. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on all these value-packed videos on leadership, communication, relationships, and so much more. See you in the next video. Bye!